Next on Worcester News tonight, an elderly couple says they're lucky to be alive after their son rescues them from their burning home. Plus, a golden retriever is helping to brighten the day for some patients at a central Massachusetts hospital. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. We begin with upgrades coming soon to Worcester's Union Station, including a new Center Island platform, an MBTA board approving a $4 million contract Monday. Some commuter rail riders say the changes are needed. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with the latest. Brittany?
Olivia, the project will include track and signal updates along with the center platform. The Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce says this will lead to increased services to and from Boston and possibly even more cities. A $4 million upgrade is approved for Union Station.
The central platform will allow a lot more convenience for riders.
The MBTA's Fiscal and Management Control Board voted in favor of the project Monday. It will include a center platform and track and signal upgrades, which will allow 2 trains to enter the station at once.
It opens up options. I think first and foremost, the focus is how can it improve or maybe add additional trains between Worcester and Boston, and that I think continues to be a priority.
The current setup where only 1 train can enter the station at a time has long led to issues with delays.
Hour, 45-minute wait most of the time. I would be all for it.
Worcester resident Timothy Shea takes the commuter rail often and says it could use some improvements.
There have been some big time gaps between trains and everything. Well, I had to wait in South Station a good while before being able to come back, so more trains would be, great.
Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce President Tim Murray says these upgrades could result in big changes for public transportation in the city.
In addition to the trains between Worcester and Boston, it could conceivably allow another train then to head south towards Providence or other locations, having more express and nonstop service in there as well. So just continued improvement, and that's what we're really trying to push.
The project's next step is completing the plan, then construction will follow. Murray says it all should be completed within the next 4 years. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Public health officials announcing 4 new human cases of the West Nile virus in Massachusetts. One is a woman in her 40s from Worcester County who was hospitalized. This brings the total number of reported cases to 29 this year. Last year, there were only 6 human cases detected in the state. The virus can cause illness ranging from a mild fever to more serious diseases like encephalitis or meningitis. A deadly ATV crash in Barre claims the life of a 44-year-old woman. Police say Heather Barnacle was driving around 8:30 Sunday night when she struck a mailbox and slammed into a large rock. Barnacle was thrown from the ATV into the road where she was found by a second ATV driver. A short time after, police and firefighters were called to Barnacle's home where they found a pickup truck had been set on fire in the driveway. Her brother, 57-year-old Christopher Barnacle, was arrested in connection to the fire. State police are investigating the fatal crash. Things could have been a lot worse for a Leicester couple had their son not been home. A fire broke out in their bedroom while the two were sleeping, and since they are wheelchair bound, they would have not been able to escape on their own. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with the story. Chandler?
Olivia, the couple's son says they woke him out of a deep sleep, and as soon as he saw the fire, he panicked. Once they were out of the fiery bedroom, his mother was able to call in the fire through her life alert button. Stephen Fisher had to act fast when flames were spreading inside his elderly parents' bedroom.
I just wanted to keep my parents alive, that's all.
If he hadn't have been there, we'd have gone up with the house. We'd have burned to death. Thank God he was home.
The fire at the Fishers' Leicester home broke out early Saturday morning. The Leicester Fire Department says it was electrical, starting in the downstairs rear bedroom where the couple, both in their 90s and confined to wheelchairs, sleep.
Hospital bed, the wiring from that caught on fire.
Charlie noticed the fire and called for help. June banged on the floor to get their son's attention.
I had to pull my dad out of bed, put him in the wheelchair, brought him to the living room. Then I went back, pulled my mother out of bed, put her in her wheelchair.
The fire department says the damage was mostly contained to the corner bedroom and attic, but expect the home will be a total loss.
I thought the whole house was going to go down. I really did.
June says she and her husband wouldn't be alive if it weren't for their son.
I've never been through anything like that before in my life. And I'm going to be 92 in December. It scared the daylights out of me.
Fisher was also able to rescue their family dog, Buster. They're still looking for their black and white cat called Swifty and are asking anyone in the Cherry Valley area to be on the lookout. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
UMass Amherst head football coach Mark Whipple is suspended without pay following a comment he made during a post-game news conference. Whipple's team had just lost to Ohio. He put the blame on officials, saying one of his players was, quote, raped, describing an uncalled foul. Whipple is suspended for 1 week and will sit out next Saturday's game against South Florida. Now to the latest on the recovery from the gas explosions and fires in the Merrimack Valley. Starting today, small businesses impacted by last month's gas explosion can apply for a loan from a new $1 million emergency fund. The program is expected to help small businesses looking to rebuild or repair. Businesses can apply for up to $50,000 and they won't have to make payments or pay interest for 6 months. Without gas, many restaurants can't open up. They're losing revenue and keeping people away from the area, which can then impact other businesses.
We're lucky that we live close enough to walk downtown and enjoy it normally, but we haven't actually been there at all.
That's a huge hit to the business, the economy. I mean, I feel bad for the owners here.
And officials say they are hoping loans will be processed in 24 to 48 hours. The Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce is on the move. Their office is moving down the street to 311 Main Street. It's one of the buildings owned by Worcester Railers hockey owner Cliff Rucker. The chamber says their lease was up and are happy to become one of Rucker's latest tenants. They plan on continuing to clean up brownfield sites, create jobs, expand the tax base, and bring new visitors into the city. A special visit to the psychiatric unit at Marlborough Hospital is sure to brighten the mood for many patients. A therapy dog named Spencer has become the new favorite for both patients and staff. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us now with more. Rosalind?
Olivia, the hospital can be a scary place for patients, but the staff says Spencer helps to make it more enjoyable. Golden Retriever reports for duty at UMass Memorial Marlborough Hospital.
There's more laughter. They're charmed by Spencer.
His job is to provide unconditional love to patients on the psychiatric floor.
He just kind of works the room. He doesn't need a lot of prodding. He will just literally go from person to person to person, and everybody just loves him.
Rich Powers is Spencer's owner. He says he wanted the 9-year-old to be a therapy dog because he was too good not to share.
He just kind of gets it.
Spencer has been making his rounds on the floor for 2.5 months. He spends about an hour with patients every few weeks.
They just draw patients out. They allow them to feel safe. And, you know, for that, it's really a wonderful thing.
The psychiatric unit treats adult patients for things like depression and chronic mental illness. The directors say they see a major shift in people's mood when it's time for Spencer to make them feel better.
It helps lower defenses. It's grounding for people.
I've not yet found more than one person, I think the whole 2.5 months, that hasn't come out of their room and engaged.
Now, Spencer also has a sister named Penny, and the two take turns visiting. The hospital hopes they will add more times when the two can visit. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Central Mass high school students getting a chance to see firsthand what it's like to drive drunk or distracted. A select few students were chosen from different schools to become safe driver ambassadors. Monday, they got a chance to try distracted driving simulator and drunk goggles, as well as hear from trauma bay doctors at UMass Memorial Medical Center and EMTs. Once the students go back to their schools, they'll teach other students the lessons they learned.
I just hope I can get the message across to people that it's not something you want to do. Yeah, it can be all fun and games until it comes down to reality and the consequences you can face. It's just not something you want to have to go through.
The number one cause of death for teenagers is driving, is car crashes. So, and it's all preventable. So doing this kind of work where we can give them the skills that they need to not make the mistakes that others have made could really save lives.
And today's event at UMass was funded by the All-State Foundation Good Starts Young program. October marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and officers here in New England are going pink. Check it out. You can see Mass State Police even have a special pink cruiser. It's called the Pink Patch Project. The goal is to raise funds and awareness to help people battling breast cancer. Departments across New England are sharing their pink patches and gear on social media.